Hello, fans.
Hello.
Welcome to this year's episode of Myatt Reviews. Today we're going to be talking about the new Star Wars movie, Rogue One.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is the first time we've talked about Star Wars, or reviewed Star Wars on Myatt Reviews. This is probably the first time we've done a Myatt review
In a while.
At least in person, it's been a very long time. Wyatt, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Myles. Thanks for asking me how I'm doing. I'm just excited to finally be, sitting here with you. Here, now.
Okay. Well, today we're talking about Rogue One, and I want to start it out with you. Wyatt, what did you think about Rogue One?
I thought it was pretty fantastic. I walked out of the theater excited, just not to the extent of how I was for The Force Awakens, but still, I was like, woo, Star Wars.
Right.
Since this is a non-spoiler review, I can't share anything like that. But it was it was really intense there at the end. So it definitely, I think, fit in perfectly, and I mean that perfectly, at least an A+, in the Star Wars universe.
Right.
How about you?
Yeah, and that, because I thought it was good. I wouldn't say it was great, but there was a lot to enjoy here. I think the biggest thing that stood out, because on its own, as a standalone movie, it does fit in, to me, even better than The Force Awakens, just the tone into the Star Wars universe. But for the first time, you really feel, it really gives you a sense of grit that you haven't seen in a Star Wars movie. No, this isn't The Dark Knight. You could still take kids to see it, maybe a little bit older kids for this one. But it really shows the Empire and what hand they have over the galaxy. You haven't seen it like this before. The stormtroopers have dirt on their suits that you notice. There's poverty. You see families being affected by the reign of the Empire, and I loved that aspect.
I get you.
Yeah, another thing that stuck out, and probably to you, was it had a really solid cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. On the cast, who was your favorite character?
Favorite character?
Out of curiosity.
Chirrut and Imwe, is that how you pronounce it? I think so. That was Donnie Yen's character. I think out of all the humans, he was my favorite. He probably had the new iconic line in Star Wars.
I am the Force is with me.
Yeah, it's such a good line. He, just as a character, he's such a unique shade that we haven't seen before. Someone that basically worships the Force and practice it, but isn't a Jedi, which is a new angle in the movies. Another one that really stuck out to me was K2SO, Alan Tudyk. Oh my gosh. Just everything he said, you just wanted to see what he was going to say next. Did you know that was a motion capture performance?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Like a Smeagol sort of thing?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. No, what was your favorite character?
I'd say K2SO was a really fun character. Definitely... of course, he fit in just with BB-8, of course, R2-D2 and C-3PO.
Yeah. I might have even liked him a little more than BB-8. And I really like BB-8.
Yeah, no, I'd say, I don't know where I go.
It's hard to say.
I'd say BB-8, just because of who he plays.
You like
but honestly,
things.
Felicity Jones's performance.
You like
fantastic. I liked it a lot. She was constantly like, I don't know. You saw the struggle in her. You saw the struggle in her from the effects of the Empire, like you were saying, and that, it adds more layers to A New Hope, which is what was happening in the world surrounding what you saw in A New Hope.
Right.
You saw in The New Hope, you saw just the Empire, a little bit of when Obi-Wan and Luke remind me of the town.
Jeddah?
Jeddah? Yeah, Jeddah. You saw, a little bit of poverty there, but this movie just really explored deeper into that.
Yeah. And I will say, even though I basically liked the whole cast, but something, and I hate to compare it to The Force Awakens, because there are a lot of things this actually did better. But one thing I think The Force Awakens did slightly better was the way they introduced characters, and I don't even understand fully how, but I really do feel like, even though the characters were good, I thought Felicity Jones was good, Diego Luna, just everyone in this, Riz Ahmed from Nightcrawler, they were all good. But, for example, with Felicity Jones, even though I thought she did a good job, I don't think she did as good of a job as Daisy Ridley on really bringing this whole new energy into a female heroine. Heroine. Oh, heroine. Not what I'm saying. I don't do English. But, I mean, I thought she was really good, but it wasn't that same, like, Daisy Ridley had this punch of energy, and maybe it was just that she is something special, I don't know, but it didn't have that same...
The same punch?
It didn't feel like the same punch I got out of The Force Awakens.
I can see that. I don't know. I enjoyed her performance. And
yeah, I enjoyed it too.
From my eyes, from my point of view, I thought she did a good job at that.
Right.
But that's why we have a whole world of people with contrasts.
Contrasts?
Whatever the word is.
You don't have a valid thing to say.
I'll just shut up.
Any things you didn't like? Any things that jarred you or didn't add up to you?
And this, I don't know if this goes to editing or pacing, but there was definitely at times weird sequences, if that makes sense.
Right.
Just not weird sequences, weird transitions, really.
Yeah.
And it took me out of the movie for a second.
Right.
Like, it was always like, oh, okay, this is where we are now. It wasn't major. It wasn't like anything like, let's see. It wasn't like a, I can't think of the movie.
Yeah.
Where it's, oh my gosh. It wasn't like Star Wars Episode 1, where in 90 seconds you had a death and a finale. Where it's just like you're just flowing so quickly. And
that never even stood out to me in Episode 1. But I
might be a different movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
He doesn't do words. I mean, I will add to that in saying that, I'll be honest, to me the first act of the movie was a mess. The way they introduced the characters, the way they cut back and forth, they introduced a ton of planets, a ton of different locations, and I'm not gonna lie, that was extremely jarring and just quick the way they did it. It was a bit lazy. And yeah, to me the first act, the whole setup of the movie was the weakest part. The way all the characters came together, it just felt, I wouldn't say rushed is the right way to do it, but it just felt
it had to be
non-cinematic.
I feel like crammed is a word.
Maybe crammed. There was a lot to do in one movie.
And they did a good, honestly, I think they did a good job.
Overall, I mean, the third act was amazing.
Yeah.
There was a whole battle sequence in the third act that we can't get into specific parts. But it was just a whole, like we've been saying, a whole nother layer to Star Wars that you haven't seen before. Vader is in this one. That's common knowledge.
Dang, and might I just say.
Well done. What did you think, and we're kind of wrapping up on time here, but before we end, what did you think, because it's no secret that Tarkin from Episode 4, and who's a huge part of the extended canon, the expanded universe, what did you think of the decision to do him with, I guess it's sort of a motion capture thing? What did you think of that?
Well, I can't mention, yes, sorry. Just with him, it was, I think I liked it, honestly. I mean, it wasn't perfect, and that's the thing you gotta understand.
Right.
Like, I was looking at it, I'm like, okay. But that's the best job they did. Like, that's where the technology's at. It was alright. But it was still... I could still tell, if that made sense. Right. It wasn't like this flawless thing where I was like, that's another person walking along. There was like this little bit of him where I was like, no.
It's so hard because, of course, he has to be in it, right? Because he's such a big part of the Empire in that world, and this takes place before A New Hope, where, spoiler, he dies. He has to be in this. But it's just a matter of how, and yeah, it was distracting, but I thought the way they wrote his character, I was talking to my friend right after seeing the movie who was just like blown away by how they wrote it, because he reads like all the books with him in them, and I can't agree more, because I thought the way they wrote him and implemented it in was perfect.
Yeah.
Though, it did distract me a little bit, but once I got used to it, to me it was kind of seamless, but yeah.
Alright, so let's go into ratings.
Yes, let's get into ratings.
How would you rate the movie?
Ooh, this is hard. I've been thinking a lot about this one, and I gotta judge it as a movie. Yes, I really, really liked it, but it wasn't like, I wasn't blown away, I wasn't like amazed, but I thought it was really, really good, and it's a welcome part to the Star Wars canon. I'm gonna give it a 3.9 out of 5. Good rating.
I like this, Myles, that you rate that you say you loved it less than me, but you gave it a higher rating.
Well, that's because we rate movies differently.
I just find it funny. I thought it was a great movie. I'm just gonna keep it straight and even at 3.5.
All right, just before you guys get really mad at him because he may have new people watching. 3.5.
That's
to
a
him.
great.
For him, that's a great.
I don't
rating.
even have a movie that's. I don't even have 5. So
his highest rating of all time is like a 4.7. To Forrest Gump.
I'm still waiting for a perfect movie, and it'll come. And when it comes, we'll all know.
Well, I think this is a good time to wrap up.
Yep.
Guys, thank you so much for watching our return. Ish. We'll be in and out. But thank you guys so much.
For all about. Bye-bye.
All right, guys, if you like this video, give it a like, comment your thoughts on Rogue One. We want to get conversation, spoiler-free, and subscribe for more Ish videos, right?
More Ish.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, see you guys.
Bye.